Now, if people don't know who the Masters are, this is a group of unbelievably evolved, from our point of view, perfected men who have gone ahead of us in evolution and in whose hands lies the plan of evolution for this planet. They are the custodians of the plan of evolution.
They hold the blueprints.
Yes, exactly. They know the plan, and their task is to make that plan visible, implement it through humanity and the lower kingdom.
Right.
And they have lived in the remote mountain and desert areas of the world for thousands and thousands of years, working in the main over all these thousands of years through their disciples, men and women in the world, people like Plato and Aristotle and Leonardo da Vinci and Rembrandt and Mozart and Einstein and Schweitzer and Abraham Lincoln and you name it, all the great people of the world who have created our science, our culture, who have made the great discoveries and so on.
Yes.
These are disciples of the Masters, every single one of them. Well, the Masters themselves have remained hidden until now.
This is relating to a lot of the work that we have on the Ascended Masters, who are speaking behind the veil, so to speak, through particular individuals.
They're not all ascended. There are different degrees of Masters, and a few are ascended, although they're often called the Ascended Masters.
In general.
The bulk of them are not yet ascended, but they are resurrected.
I see.
You know? And they are all God-realized or self-realized beings.
Yes.
And they've completed the schoolroom, which we call planet Earth. It has nothing more to teach them. And the presence here is simply that of overseeing the plan of evolution for the rest of us, stimulating and expanding our consciousness, fitting us for that same path of evolution which they have already trod.
So we can graduate too?
Yeah, they are the exemplars, they are the guarantee that one day we can and will become like them, perfect, needing no further incarnation on planet Earth. And they have been behind the scenes like this for thousands and thousands of years. But they've now come to an end of a cycle in their own evolution, which requires them to return to the world. And the signal for this return, it was thought it might be 12 or 1300 years yet, but the signal for it was given in 1945, June 1945, at the end of the Second World War, by the master of all the masters, the one who holds the office of Christ or world teacher, and his personal name is Maitreya, the Lord Maitreya.
When you say Christ, you mean as in the Christ?
The Christ as the embodiment of the Christ principle on this planet, who overshadowed Jesus 2,000 years ago and manifested that principle through him from the baptism to the crucifixion. And Jesus became, from being Jesus the disciple, to being Jesus Christ, or the Messiah. And as he did before through Krishna and through Shankaracharya and various other teachers back through the ages. This is the...
Including Buddha?
No, the Buddha is the brother of Maitreya, and he overshadowed the Prince Gautama, and Gautama became Gautama Buddha. Maitreya overshadowed Jesus, and Jesus became Jesus the Christ. This is the age-old way for the appearance of the teachers, the avatars as they're called in the East, who have come every age, every cosmic cycle, like Hercules and Hermes and Rama and Mithra and Vyasa and Zoroaster and so on.
Sure.
Right up to the Christ and Muhammad.
And even to this day, Sathya Sai Baba.
Well, that is another kind of avatar. Sai Baba, I could talk about him, but he stands in a different relation to humanity from people like the Buddha or Maitreya and so on. He is not from the human evolution. Maitreya and the Buddha are both from our own human evolution. But there is a definite relationship between Maitreya and Sai Baba in that they both embody the energy we call love, the Christ principle.